Right now, it's time for the Way Black History Fact, and today's Way Black History Fact is sponsored by Underground Beach Club. From the streets to the beach, for the latest in beachwear, visit undergroundbeachclub.com. And we're talking about the inventor of the doorknob and the doorstop. So, this comes from blackfacts.com. In December of 1878, 16-year-old Osbourn Dorsey invented the doorknob and the doorstop to change the culture of people using unorthodox means of keeping their doors closed. The patent number, which was issued to Osbourn, was 210764. He was said to be residing in Washington, D.C. His innovation was described as an extraordinary and useful upgrade in door-holding devices. Details of when Dorsey was born remain scanty, but historians who have been researching into his early life say he may have been born around September 19th, 1862. His mother was Christina Dorsey, and he had two siblings, Mary and Levi. This is captured in the Washington, D.C. slave emancipation records of April 1862, where Dorsey is listed as Osbourn Dorsey, son of the above named Christina, aged about 8 months, ordinary size, dark complexion. He was born a slave, but freed when he was around 8 months old, according to his history. Jeez. Imagine that. A baby in a baby bed as a slave. All right. His sister Mary was about 6 years older than him and was also described as ordinary sized, while Levi was 4 years old and described as huge in stature. Little is known about his life, but one fact is documented. He had a patent for his invention in 1878. Records of Dorsey's father are also unknown, but what is known is that the former owner of the Dorseys, Mary Peter, asked for compensation after they were freed. Historians suggest that the Dorseys probably were the only slaves that Mary Peter had. They were initially the property of the family with the last name Washington. Mary Peter purchased the Dorseys in April of 1861, before Dorsey was born. Mary Peter demanded $1,350 in compensation for the freedom of her 4 slaves. Details from the 1880 census indicate that when Dorsey was 18 years old, he worked as a butcher and resided with his parents, siblings, and brother-in-law Isaac Williams. Before Dorsey invented the doorknob, people relied on some type of latch to close their doors, with others using leather straps as handles. The invention wasn't readily embraced. It took many years for people to accept fixing the knobs on their doors when they realized the knobs offered them better safety and ease when opening their doors compared to the latch or leather straps. The description Dorsey submitted to the patent office is akin to what we now refer to as a doorknob. It had a rod which is horizontally stationed between the doorknob and the door frame. So, one of the things that we like to do for our Way Black History Fact is give some insight into how we got here. Often enough, we're able to highlight some ebony excellence, as we like to call it. And every so often, we will cover a Black inventor. And I think that this one is super duper timely, just because think about today, you're going to touch 10 doorknobs or a doorknob 10 times, and you have a Black man to thank for that.
The language of the time is so interesting. Mary Peter purchased the Dorseys. Yeah. It's such an interesting sentence to read. Mm-hmm. But that was the norm once upon a time. She purchased this family to work for her without pay into perpetuity. Wow.
Yeah. And you know, it just goes to show that in the right environment, i.e. not slavery, a mind will become what it's supposed to become. It'll bloom.